Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Poetry's Paradise. I'm your host, King Atterbury, and I have my guest here tonight, Eric Crow Draven.
Peace.
How you doing tonight, brother? What's
I'm
good?
good now, brother. All is well. How are you?
All right. You know what I'm saying? Another evening.
Yes, sir.
Another evening on the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Word. So we gonna get this here started, man. Let everybody know who you are, and the floor is yours.
All right. My name is Eric Crow Draven. I am an author, poet, host, producer, recording artist. Um, I've been around for a couple of years now. Don't let the gray hair, don't think it's a dye job. The gray hair has been earned. I've been around doing poetry since can go back as 1997. I've been doing poetry and really started to develop and figure things out and put out my first book like '02. Um, and literally, as I put out my first book, I had the opportunity to have one of the best experiences of my life, which was to co-write a poem and perform on ESPN, which would eventually become Michael Jordan's last NBA All Star game. So to do that so early in a career that I didn't know I was gonna have was like just mind blowing, just mind blowing, my brother.
Hey, that's what's up, man. How was that experience though? I mean, with you writing your first book and then performing? I
Dude,
mean,
to be honest, the performing part wasn't hard for me.
yeah.
Because I started off as being an MC.
Uh-huh.
So I was an MC with a group. We were doing well. And when I was introduced to poetry, I was kind of like in my downtime. So it would keep my pen active while I was waiting to go in the studio to do songs.
Okay.
So I wanted to keep my mind going. I wanted to stay sharp with my pen. And a friend of mine, my boy Rance, he literally was like, yo, I want you to listen to this Tupac album with me. And so I'm like, of course, I love Tupac. I know who he is as an artist,
Yeah.
creatively. I know, just the way that he emphasizes certain words, his speech. I'm like, I love Pac. I'm like, but Pac isn't a poet. He's like, listen to this album with me. So I listened to the album. I believe that was the Machiavelli. I believe that was the Machiavelli album.
Uh,
Dude, I have never referred to Tupac as a rapper ever again. Ever again.
yeah.
Because everything he did was poetry from the songs about I ain't a killer but don't push me. Just that is poetry within itself. If you listen to it,
Yeah.
uh, but to have it to recognize it in that moment, it's like I really got to understand the true power of words.
Uh,
Um, and so from there, I started off doing poems, just kind of like based on, oh, I want to write a poem about the leaves, and I want to write a poem about, you know, don't mess with me because I'm bad. Just writing, just trying to keep my pen sharp,
yeah.
but didn't realize it. My poems didn't gain meaning until they became personal.
Uh,
So anything I was doing that was just like, oh, right about that chair and how that black chair is, until it was personal to me, until I felt it, until I felt for it. Um, the poems they were written,
I feel you
they
with
were
that.
written, but the personality, the intimacy, my connection to the words became different over time. And after I did my very first book, I would go to a spot. I don't know if people are familiar or not, but it's the world famous New Eurekan Poets Cafe down in the village. I used to go out there every Wednesday and literally go to the open mic. I would take a camera with me and I would work on my words. I will work on my book. I will work on how it reads how I'm reading it and how I'm hearing it. Then I would go home and literally look at myself on the camera. It's like, nah, I don't like that. I don't I don't like how this looks. Oh, I don't like how that sound. That sound disgusting. I can't do that out there. So I was literally picking myself apart while trying to put myself together as a poet. And um, one of my boys, who he became my boy, he literally came up to me and was like, "Yo, you want to work on a poem together?" I'm just like, I don't really do collaborations. I'm still trying to figure this. I'm trying to figure this thing out for myself. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got a chance to write for ESPN, the NBA All Star Game." And then there was part of me was like, "Man, got pulling my entire leg off right now." But Sean was sincere, and Sean was just like, "Yo, it's up to you. If you want to get down, let me know." He said, "But I see that you're coming, you're prepared, you're working, like you're building on yourself, and that's the kind of person I would love to work with." And so when he hit me with that, I was just like, "Let's go for it." And not only was it a true opportunity, but it became like one of the greatest recognitions of my life
Well, that's what's up. That's
as
peace.
being an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 man. So to this
Um,
day, I'm so grateful, and Sean is still one of my best friends to this day. It's just one of those things that's like you can't prepare for that. You have to. It has to be something in you that goes, "This is a real opportunity. Go for it." And I just I thank God that the Holy Spirit was like, "Go for it." So I went for it, and I wish I had a manager.
yeah.
I wish I had a manager. It would have forever changed my life. But I'm still grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
when your first book came out, like, what was that feeling like? You know what I'm saying? Like to actually touch a book and be like, "Yo, I wrote a book." You know what I mean, like,
It was crazy because I tried to go to several different publishing houses, and it was like, nah. I was like, what? This is poetry. You don't know? This is dope, and this is who I am. And it was like, nah. They was like, who are you? Why should I give you money to put out a book? And it was like, poetry? Who's buying poetry? They literally was dumping on me.
damn.
And I was just like, I'll do it myself. So I literally created my own production company, went, designed the cover, designed the entire book, put it together myself,
Yeah.
asked a few friends in the industry because I'm still connected to hip hop and to rap, and um, had one of my guys. I'm not going to drop his name because he's so big. He'd probably be like, "Yo, dude," he may not even remember the fact that he did it so many years ago, but he helped me with my cover, man. And I was just so proud to have that book in my hand with
Yeah.
my face on it
Right.
and to be able to turn the pages and see my words. So I went on a little, I guess you can call it a self tour, where I literally was in my car, and everywhere I went, I was selling books out the trunk of my car.
Right. I know that's right, man.
Yeah, everywhere I went.
So what allowed you to go to the next phase, like your second book?
Um, Poetry started to change for me
Okay.
because as an artist, now going to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, working on my craft, having this opportunity to perform on ESPN and the whole NBA All Star game, um, writing about things in an abstract way
Mm,
initially was good, but it wasn't satisfying, if that makes sense.
I feel
I
you.
felt like I was creating something, but there was something missing. There was an absence that I
Mm,
couldn't put my finger on. So my second book, my first book was called Blank Pages. My second book um, is called Windows to My Past. So I literally started writing poems about myself,
mm,
but still not putting the details. I put details, but not the level of details where I could emotionally be attached to it.
right. I feel you.
If that makes sense. It was the kind of details like, yeah, I went through this kind of thing, and I would say something, maybe some things I went through with my dad or some things, but
Mm,
I didn't say it like I was letting it go. I didn't
yeah.
write it Like
Like
I'm
putting
leaving
down
this here.
seeds.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't write it like, yo, I'm leaving this here. That it's not only did I put it out, but it's out of me. So it can't hinder me. It can't hold me anymore. But I was writing, I was still learning. I was still piecing it together.
Yeah,
So I put that one out and people's like, oh, this is another book. Look at you. I was just like, I'm like, yeah, look at me. But still, developing as an artist, because people's like, oh, I remember you. You was on ESPN and Michael Jordan's last game. And but so again, I wish I had a manager because I really would have been able to flourish
yeah,
with the right person saying, now is when you step up. Now is when you do this. Now these are the kind of shows you can now do and get paid for in this capacity because of what you just established.
right.
And um, so the third book, Sitting on My Way to Church,
Mm,
um, that was it was personal. It was creative, but everything came from a perspective like if this was me. So even if it was a poem that wasn't directly about me, I could write in a capacity where I could feel everything. It
yeah,
was it was different. I could feel everything. It wasn't just me writing because hey, I want to put out a book or writing because I think I'm getting better as an artist. I was writing because now it's such a beautiful creative process that I could literally put myself into any scenario and feel what it's like.
yeah,
Um, so that was changing as an artist,
yeah,
and to go from doing New Eurekan Poets Cafe to not just being there, but then performing in different places.
mhm,
And then now I'm starting to host events. Now I'm starting to put together events because now I got people who's like, yo, you dope, you can do this. And I went from being a rapper to trying to be a poet to being established as an artist to what am I doing now?
mm,
And it's like, are you a poet? Are you an artist? Are you just saying this? Are you creating opportunities for other people?
mhm,
So as I started to create opportunities for other people, because I'm like, I'm not the only one in the room with a voice. Other people need outlets. So while I'm maturing and doing that, it literally hit me like, yo, dude, you could do something. And it's not about who you are. It's really about the door that can be created by you being vulnerable.
yeah,
So that was just a whole nother experience while still experiencing life.
yeah.
Growing up,
That's what's
you
up,
know,
though. I mean,
yeah, people passing away,
yeah,
it teaches you a lot about yourself.
that's true indeed. So, do you feel like over the course of years when you did your books, like you've been through an evolution?
Oh yeah, completely. If you read that first book, you'd be like, who is this child? Why didn't anybody take a pen away from him? Who who if he was such a great rapper, why did this first book come out like this? Like I could say it.
Yeah,
Um, because I did it. I can be honest with myself that the greatness that I thought I had, I was nowhere near in the beginning, nowhere near. And now, where the way that I write is everything feels so personal that almost everything I write now is personal. Almost every single thing I write, unless I'm writing for someone else or I'm creating a project where I have to think in third person, kind of terms. But everything is so personal now that if I was to put out a book right now, it's all me. It's all my life. It's all I'm experiencing and what I've experienced probably over the last about decade.
so basically, you feel like the creator put his hands on your hands and just started getting busy out there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be so honest with you that God has been moving me my entire life,
Yeah,
and it's taken me almost my entire life to recognize God without asking for anything in return,
mhm,
to receive Him and His direction in my life, and to literally know that everything is happening It's not because I'm a great writer. It's not because I'm so thoughtful. It's not because I have this great forward vision. It's because he said it so. He put it forth, and I'm just being obedient. He opened the door. He showed me the door. He showed me what the handle looked like and which way to turn. If he didn't do any of those things, I wouldn't be here.
I feel you on that.
Straight up.
Word. I can dig that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, is there any particular genre of poetry that you like to write in?
Okay. I laugh because um, at one time I was trying to get followers, trying to get followers.
Yeah.
And I would go to different open mics, and everybody was doing this erotic thing. Everybody was doing erotic poetry. Now, I wrote about being in the street. I wrote about hustling. I wrote about growing up. I wrote about, you know, trying to get to know people and just building myself. There's these people doing this erotic poetry in such a way that I'm just like this. I'm like, is this how we like tell women we like want them? I was just like, this is not erotic. This is not sexy to me. This isn't, oh, I couldn't connect with it. And
Yeah.
some of it was so disgusting the way that it was presented. I'm just like, I don't know how women are in here screaming like this person is saying the best thing in the world. Maybe they want to get treated like that. Maybe that's so. I challenged myself. I said, write an erotic poem. Um, but I wrote it in a way that I speak.
Yeah.
So it was very intimate. It was very personal. It wasn't that hard, derogatory. I'm gonna do blah 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 and throw you in the air and spin you and catch you. It wasn't, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But it's very intimate in the way I presented it, and I wind up I'm winning 2 poetry awards for it.
Wow. That's what's
I won the National Poetry Awards, Strawberry Taylor, which was one of my friends who passed away many years ago. I won the award dedicated to her
up.
um, in 2017, and I also won the Erotic Male Poet of the Year in 2019. So I
Yeah.
was able to get into it, and again, the evolution is talking from my voice with my perspective. Granted me the ability to write erotically, well, considered erotically, but more intimately, which
Yeah.
is the way that I view relationships. Period. It's a very intimate thing. So that's helped me with my journey for being an intentional writer and a personal writer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
So, what's your preferred genre to write? Like,
I don't have one.
oh, you just
Yeah,
open
yeah, yeah. I'm
universal.
sorry. I went through all that and didn't answer the question. My
That's cool, man.
preferred, my, my preferred genre is it's open. You know what? My preferred genre is personal.
Uh,
Because it allows me to be as free and as strong or as gentle as I need to be in that moment to execute that poem.
so basically, a freehand writer,
Yeah, yeah,
universal.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
that's how I call it. You know what I mean? Just universal. You just
Yeah,
go where the spirit leads your hand to, saying come across the page, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. If this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing.
That's what's up, man. So what kind of activities you got going on in the world?
Ooh.
Poetry society, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
First thing I have going on, I am um, curating and hosting an open mic out in Penns Grove, New Jersey these days. And we do it like the first Saturday of the month. So artists come out, they perform. And I just want to say they're not artists. I call them stars. When the stars come into the building,
yeah,
it's different, man. Not only do we vibe, we network, but we enjoy being a community. So I love right now.
that's
I'm
what's up.
curating and hosting this event once the first Saturday of every month. So if people are interested, they can reach out to me. I'll give them the details of people out in South Jersey or Delaware or Pennsylvania.
All
But it's I'm having so much fun doing it, and I almost didn't do it, which is a whole nother story. We don't have time for that.
right. Yeah, I dig you, man. But that's what's up, though. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing you got rocking and popping, or you want to say
Well,
you just got your whole vibe out there.
yeah, yeah.
And let
So
people know
from
where you from too, man. You know what I mean?
so I'm from Brooklyn, East New York.
DK
Um,
in the building.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Traveled the world, still going and finding new places to travel. But originally from Brooklyn, East New York. Um, one of the things that I'm doing now also is that I started a tea line. So this is actually an example. This is one of my new designs.
Right?
This is called Live Unbothered. And this is my brand new shirt called Fueled and Not Gassed. I can't help but but being a poet, no matter what I do,
Yeah.
Fueled but not gassed. Um, and so I'm creating. I'm being creative in this aspect.
Yeah.
I was designing clothes for like 2 years and let it sit.
Mm.
Literally just let it sit. I wasn't doing anything with it. And now since the open mic is happening, I'm like, it'd be great if I did some kind of shirt to recognize just this event. And people like the shirt. So while I'm doing that, I'm like, I'm also an artist.
Yeah.
So as a poet, I wound up doing a shirt just for recognizing poetry. And I'm just like, and then from that, I'm literally just like taking pieces of my life and just sitting down designing. My wife was like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "She's like another shirt." I'm like, "I can't help it." So open mic right now, designing clothes, sweatshirts, tees, um, and I have an album that's coming out in the middle of this month, right before Easter,
Oh,
and
that's dope. I mean,
it's the name of the album is called Air. Uh, Healing, Edify, Ignite, and Repent.
that's what's up.
And it is the first audio and visual poetry album ever recorded. So it's literally a video, poetry, music. It is all the above. It's one package.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be out in Brooklyn for those who are familiar, April 12th. I'll be out in, for those who are familiar, the BRC building, which is right on Fulton, 647 Fulton Street in Brooklyn on April 12th at 1 o'clock. Literally throwing an album release party. Everybody can come out for free. All you got to do is tell me that you saw me on this event and y'all just come out and hang out for free. Um,
So
but it's gonna be a huge party, man, and I'm grateful to have this work available and to offer it to people to come out and see my love of not just my life, my love of God, and my love of poetry, man. It's all combined.
yeah, that's what's up, man. Salute on that. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes,
Word.
sir.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you.
You
I
sound like
can't stop
you
smiling.
sound like it's been a long time coming. Like you've been waiting and debating for so long.
Yes, sir. Starving like Marvin for a Cuj. So,
Word.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's you. I don't realize how long I've take something, start creating it, and put it to the side until I feel like it's the right time
Yes.
to move on it. But God has the ultimate say. He has the ultimate time, and so He made sure this lined up in this way, so that not only can I perform, I can be in my hometown of Brooklyn, performing it. And I also have something special for everybody who buys one of the T-shirts for that album cover. I'm gonna have a special giveaway for people who get down with that too. But it's all happening in the perfect sequence, and it's not by my doing, because creating the album is what gave me the nod to do the open mic. The open mic gave me the nod to do the t-shirts. The t-shirts is giving me the nod to expand and do sweaters and hoodies, and I'm just wherever God tells me to go, I'm going.
Synchronize.
Yes, sir. I trust him with all things.
That's what's up, man. That
Yes,
is
sir.
now. The other thing, man. that- Can you hit us with some poetry?
You know what? I was thinking about this piece. I might perform this piece on the 12th. I might perform this piece. But I was thinking about this piece, and it's very It's very personal to me. So let me get myself ready. Um, and I'm gonna go in. All right, y'all ready? All right, let me move this. This is gonna be moving a little bit. I can't help it. I'm slightly animated. Um, they mimic their favorite parts of you while picking you apart, telling you you were not good enough. You fight to live in places you've nurtured, earned, and established. But the world charges you rent to lease your ambition and to keep you broken without a place called home. You turn bruises into protection. You remember everything they said about you to your face and especially behind your back. The layers on your skin should never need to be this thick. You pour into others, but they pour your surroundings and make you sick, to make you shallow, to make you salty. Your meek doesn't make you weak. Too many borrow from your brilliance, then claim it as their own. No wonder why the texture of your integrity needs and reads as being rigid. I see you. Tired of asking for everything you deserve, your childhood trauma transformed into your adult fears and fierce. Depending on how often you fought, fallen, and found freedom, I see you. Tired of being denied, tired of being limited to their false narrative of you. They are ignorant to your robust, to your rebel, to your resilience. I've watched you die and give life, yet you still defend despite being denied, detoured, and ignored. You challenge what to expect and reflect while living and working through neglect. You are not required to justify what you are doing here. You show up where most people check out. You're powerful, make others feel uncomfortable. They are so afraid the moment that you live in your power that they will be sentenced to suffer for the centuries of your suppression. There's a price for success. Too many have sold their souls to stand and profit on the backs of others, mothers, fathers, daughters, brothers. Where are you? You're gentle in curiosity, manipulated until you are numb and hardened. 5,000 shades of your ancestry, culturally deprived, emotionally lynched, financially docile. They try to erase your history and language while blaming you for the way that they treat you. Your beauty colors outside of the lines, outside of the times. I see you, and you are right. You absolutely deserve better. Sincerely yours, Eric Crow Draven.
Oh man, gotta get snaps on that one, brothers.
Thank you.
You went in on that one.
Oh man, thank you.
That's like, sitting hitting society upside the head. Like, wake up! What you doing? You doing the most.
Yeah, man.
Doing things you ain't supposed to be doing.
And what's so bad, we allow ourselves to be blamed for things that they've done to us.
So,
I'm the victim. I'm the person who's been suppressed, and you're acting like I did this to you. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I have a question for you too. This is one of
Sure.
my thrown in the air joints.
Okay.
What for someone starting out to write poetry, right?
Okay.
What kind of advice would you give to them? You know what I mean, even if they wasn't seeking the advice, but you know how New York we drop the jewels and gems. You know
No
what I mean?
doubt.
The indirect. What would you say to them? I mean,
I would say be unapologetic. Be unapologetic and be yourself. Whoever that is. because we think that as artists that the crowd is only going to go to what's popular, or that people are only going to approve what's currently happening in the news or the way that the world looks. And this is the thing that we don't know when we first start writing. As an artist, your voice is priceless, because there are a million people, there are millions and millions of people who think the way you thinking. They're just waiting to hear that familiar voice. They're waiting to read that familiar writing. That's they can look at that and say, I feel that. I get that. I live that. When you try to become something else for somebody else, you miss the opportunity to be you.
Mm,
And if you become successful on being somebody else, when will you ever get the light that you deserve?
I hear you on that. So
Be
basically,
you
grab the pen and begin.
and begin
Be
and
instrumental
begin.
with the pencil.
And if you roar, if you curse a lot, whatever it is, I'm not saying that's my own personal thing. I know I'm trying so hard as an adult, but
Yeah.
as I've really gotten into God, cursing just doesn't fit what I'm doing. But if you're not there in your life and you're figuring it out, start off raw, and then as you mature, let it lead how you write. Let it lead how you write, because there is power. Proverbs 18:21, death and life come from the power of the tongue. Let me stop. Y'all go. I'm trying not to preach on here. You look at me like
So,
I'm
man,
crazy.
but you set the record straight on that. You know what I mean? A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
folks they need motivation and inspiration. You know, they need to know that it's okay. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
when you first starting out, or you resurrecting yourself to do something that you once did and
yeah,
trying to get back in the game. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Because so many people tell other people like, "Oh, yeah, shit is garbage," or "Your joint is whack," or just that and the other, or make them feel uncomfortable. In other words,
yeah.
you know what I mean, so we got to still always support people. You know what I
No
mean? And
doubt,
just
no doubt.
be like, yo, that was heartfelt. You know what I mean? That came from
Yeah,
the heart.
yeah,
Don't down somebody. You can always, because somebody is, reciting something, or writing and reciting something else came from their heart. You know what I mean?
no doubt.
So that's why we gotta say, this person had a heartfelt moment. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
even if it don't sound to what where you would like to hear it, but we don't judge people.
yeah.
A heartfelt moment. You know what I
Because
mean?
even if I can't relate,
Yeah,
wow, man, from what I get, you really put your heart into that.
right.
What and I would ask, as a fellow artist, what were you trying to convey? So then that's a different
Yeah.
conversation, because now I can tell you what I got from it compared to what you were trying to get me to get.
Uh-huh.
Now we can have a different kind of talk compared to if I liked it, if I didn't like it, because that's surface.
Yeah.
That's surface. Because as a person who loves poetry, say something I love, I'm in. You got me. I'm listening to the whole thing from the top to I'm listening to how you do it. I'm listening to everything. But if you talk about something I may not be able to relate to, and we have strike up a conversation, what were you trying to get me to get from that? And then I can go, this is what I got. So if you're trying to get me to get there, it may be some things that you can do to help bridge that gap.
That's what's up. I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta lead the way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Because
Yeah,
others
man.
have led the way for us. You
Yeah,
know what
man.
I mean? So, I salute that right there. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes, sir.
I've heard so many people, artists out there, they're like trying to figure things out, because some people like, I don't like what you're doing, this, that, and the other. And I've heard some of the stuff, and I'm like, yo, that joint is good. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like they trying to like pull them back. You know what I'm saying? Like the crab in the barrel type thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Oh,
yeah,
you feel because that person might be a little sharper than you, and you trying to, I speak to some of the young cats out there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I hear what they be talking about, and I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. I mean, but it exists, man. That's it. I
For
feel like
sure.
it's some old school stuff. You know what I mean? From way back. You know what I
Come
mean?
on now. Come on.
Word. But
Like, like one
but
of
yeah,
my one of my favorite rappers of all time is Rakim.
Yeah, mine too, man.
And it's funny because Marley Marl tried to get Rakim to rhyme faster,
Yeah,
right? If people don't know the story, Marley Marl tried to get Rakim to rhyme faster. Rakim was like, "Nah, that's not me." He stuck to who he was.
right.
Rakim is still one of the greatest rappers that's ever come out.
Yeah, his pen is impeccable.
Come on, man. Come
All
on.
right. Back.
Don't have me in here talk about rappers.
So, so that so you part of the Rakim fan club, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's
Yes,
up.
sir.
Yo, bro, can you hit us with another poem, man?
Sure, I think I could pull something up.
This is the paradise of poetry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think that I have something. I was thinking of this, and I'm going to do it. You know what? I know exactly. I'm not going to do that one because that one is crazy. I ain't come on here to be crazy.
Just be what you said a while ago. Be you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And being me is can sometimes definitely be crazy.
We all got a little creative craziness with us. You know what I mean?
Indeed, because we're alive and certified.
That's
All
right.
right. The next piece I'm gonna do. This one is called Three.
All right.
That boy was too gentle. He laid his coat over puddles of water so the people he loved would never have the opportunity to drown their souls or their souls. He was baby with an old soul, sold his innocence for sight. He was blessed with bad vision. He couldn't see his poverty and the way he was living, hand washed his clothes in the sink until it sinked in. Hung in the womb, he'll spend the rest of his life trying to protect his neck. He couldn't see the monsters in the shadows because he was raised by one. Too many things had a consequence and stained his memory. Poverty, damage, threats, and verbiage that made him want to fight for his life. His baby left letters written in crayon when he was only 5, asking his father, "Hey, did you love me or not?" While constantly being told he was adopted until he was adopted. Living was a nightmare before he could dream with that witch who rode his imagination. Some days he can still feel her sitting on his chest, feeling like he could not move, scream, or breathe. She taught him to talk through his sketches, to feel through his music, and to be free through his pen. Mm. Sugar water, food stamps, chicken 300 ways, and that welfare cheese had him self-medicating and hanging with the boys from the block. And with Mary Jane. In between classes, basketball, and hand-me-downs, he found dice games, music producers, gold diggers, and drug dealers, and his brother's Mac 10 with the cooler. Yeah, with the cooler. It's messed up when you had to do all those things just to be cooler before he thought he was cooler. 17 funerals before he was 17, figured he'd catch 17 or do 17, but got his own place at 17. James Harden from the Hard Times, he traded, so he stayed shooting in every uniform. He was so used to being fouled, and the Codies that became referees just fled and blow whistles. All he wanted to do was earn a ring in Brooklyn. Changed his game after he blew out his Achilles. Unable to unsee everything he did to survive, he built boundaries and burned bridges, all the while burning his candle from both ends. Buried himself in music and spent decades giving back to communities he damaged. mentored by a powerful Black woman who happened to be a Harvard grad, Dear Hazel. He taught overlooked teens and hungry gang members to peer educate. My eyes are welling up. Fed their dreams and want more than the limits of their circumstances. He left no voices on record to replay the ones that would still his right to choose. Cash app for all the times he held back. Most couldn't walk a block in his shoes. He was blessed before he ever stepped into a church, but now he's walking with the anointing because he knew he was appointed. Tattoos on his wounds before he knew he was a work of art. His heart had to give out for him to give himself a fresh start. Man-made accolades and anything godly he produces, he gives God the glory. While recognizing his flaws and growth and still doing inventory. God is in his life despite the failures of his flesh. All that is too big for him. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit will take care of the rest until the day he can rest. I'm only talking about the three. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit will take care of the rest until the day he can rest. Eric Crow Drake.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Pardon me.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool.
It's different for me when it's personal.
Yeah.
It's different for me. Yeah. Yeah, it's different for me when it's personal.
Yeah. So I have my question is too, how do you feel about putting your heart on your sleeves when you're sending a message out, you know what I mean, to people?
It's freeing because I realize as a Black man, the things that I've been ashamed about become my triggers. So the things that make me act outside of what I'm supposed to act like.
Yeah.
Because people's gonna look at me weird, or they're not gonna respect this, or somebody's gonna try to play in my face because I've let it all go. When you let it go,
Yeah.
it's no longer something to be ashamed of. It's actually armor. The same way when Eminem was in 8 Mile and he said everything that he thought that the competition was going to say about him.
Yeah.
I'll say it about myself.
Yeah.
You can't beat me with things that I've already survived. I've survived it. That's why you can't hurt me with it. But that's why when I
Yeah,
perform,
true indeed.
it's so personal
Yeah.
that the stage is an opportunity for me to open up a door and to, excuse me, when I say let people in, I'm letting you in a different way. This isn't the I'm gonna come into this event and I'm just gonna be like, oh snap, the way he put those words together. It's not just that. It's something else. It's personal.
Yeah.
So when you come to see me perform, you're coming to see me, and I'm not trying to make myself seem like I'm the greatest thing in the world. But for me, it's such an intentional and godly release for me to be able to do this. And the people go, not only do I respect that, but I need to do that for myself.
It's real. It's
Yeah,
realness on that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Realness with the raw. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man.
Ready and willing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure,
So, can't knock
for
that.
sure,
You know what I'm saying? Strong confidence. You know what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure,
I said, if you're gonna step on the stages, you got to be right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be feeling meek
for
and
sure.
weak. You know what I mean? You
I
got
had
to.
this I had this one woman at a show at New Eurekan literally come up to me and she was like, before you ended, I was in my seat crying. And not only was it one of the best performances I've ever seen, but there's some things I need to work out in my own life because I need that kind of freedom that you showed on that stage. Like
Yeah,
that's the piece, you know, that's the piece. That's why one of my teas I got, it's not just poetry, it's personal
right.
because it is.
What's good to always release though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Have
Yeah,
that
man.
outlet. You know what I mean? To do what we do. That's like a singer sings.
Yeah, man.
Person play the piano or any instrument. Release. You know what I mean?
Sure. For sure.
Well, another thing is people need to have that outlet. Find what you're comfortable doing, whether you're a painter or whatever. You know what I mean?
No
So,
doubt.
and like I said, man, I've seen a lot of your work on Facebook. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, dude is dope. Like, yo, I'm just like reading it when I'm like, damn, I said, I'm like sitting like this, like had to reread it when I'm like,
Wow.
I
Wow.
said, yo,
Thank
he
you.
really got a strong pen when I was like,
Thank you. Thank you, man. Brother, I appreciate that so much. For real.
"Nah, you're
Thank you.
welcome, man. I knew it came from spirit. That's what I know
Yes, sir.
because I write from spirit, and I know a lot of people that write from spirit. Because when I see they stuff, I'm like, that came from spirit. It wasn't something you just wrote. You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
Like, it was like you said, strong intention. You know
No
what I
doubt.
mean? And I think that's where it's impactful when it comes to people. You
No
know,
doubt.
that's what I said. You and a few others, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? That's that class right there.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Appreciate
you know
that.
how we had the errors on that, you know what I'm saying?
No
Like the
doubt.
80s, the 90s, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's what's up, man. Now let me ask this other question.
Sure.
This is a personal question too.
Okay.
When you write, is it do you feel like you write too fast or it just comes to you like quicksilver? I mean, like the flash. I mean, like
It depends on the moment.
is it
It depends on the moment. There's definitely times I've been able to write and just write a poem in like 15 minutes.
like
Sometimes,
Ricochet Rabbit?
yeah, yeah. I literally can just and it'll come out and it'll be like there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to change, there's nothing. But there's also been times I've taken um 2 weeks, excuse me, 2 weeks. There's times I've taken a month. I
Yeah,
mean, like for the album Air, I started off with a poem that it took me 4 months to write. I never finished the poem.
mm,
I literally, to right now, the poem is still in my phone. I'm still writing it. I've taken it out. I've handwritten it. Still haven't finished it, but I completed 6 other poems since that one.
yeah. It just ain't ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
something's not connecting right there. It's like
No doubt.
I'll get back to
No
it.
doubt.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the table.
Okay.
What's the king's table?
The King's Table is a group of men um, that people that I've known throughout my life. It's some poets. I got a judge. I got a lawyer. Um, I got a couple of brothers who just have different paths in life, and all have grown up. With my dude from HR. I got dudes just from every walk of life, and we try to get together,
Yeah,
like at least once a month, or we have a conversation once a month because the idea of the group is for us to build and lift each other up.
yeah,
So it's like if I'm going through something and I need a resource, I need somebody I can go to, not just someone that I can have a conversation with, but someone I can trust with some
yeah,
of the most intimate details of my life. And it's never going to come back to me as something negative, but a brother who's going to be like, not only am I here to support you, but I have resources that you can tap into so that you can get past this thing that you're currently going through, or you can get assistance on this thing.
Yeah.
Um, I realize as I get older in life, I never want to be the smartest person in the room.
Right.
I and I want to surround myself with men who are smart, men who are willing to learn, men who are teachable, and also men who believe in God.
Right.
So as a result of that, the King's Table are men from many different walks of life. But I'm open to having new men join. But they have to be about it,
Right.
because we literally we'll go axe throwing together. We'll go over to a new restaurant, sit down, eat, break bread, fellowship, and just
Yeah.
build with each other.
That's
You
what's up.
know,
That's
I,
fly. I mean,
that's what I love to do. That's
yeah.
what I love to do. So if there's men like that who are interested and you see this, reach out. Reach out. I welcome real men in my life all the time because no one is successful on their own.
Right. That's real. That's real deal right there, man. Like,
Yeah,
well, you know
yeah.
what, man? Let the people know where they can find your books
Oh
and
man.
your social
Um,
media and anything like that. Let them know who you be.
You can find my books currently. They are on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. You can look up the name of the books by title, or you can look up the name of the books by artist. Now they have me down as Crow Crow. That's something they've done for years. I don't know why they have me down as Crow Crow,
Yeah.
but they do. So the title of my first book is Blank Pages. Second book is Windows to My Past. Third book is Sinning on My Way to Church. And my award winning author of the year book is The Search for Substance. And the last book that I did, you have the option of doing it on Kindle, paperback, or as a hardcover, which I wanted to have because I figured that would be my last book, even though I have like 150 poems in a book that's waiting for me to put it out.
Hey,
That's
that's
the
what's up.
story. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope. So, is there any platforms they can find you on?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely you can find me on Facebook under the name Eric Crow Draven. You can also find me on TikTok underneath the name Eric Crow Draven. You can find me on Instagram underneath the name Eric Crow Draven, and also underneath the King's Table 05. And those are the platforms for now. I'm working on this website. Um, I'm working on this website to do a couple of things so you have access to all of those things at once. But it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome. I mean,
Yes,
like,
sir.
I
Yes,
feel like
sir.
you got it all figured out for
I'm,
now.
I'm
There's some more
working.
things waiting for you, right?
Look. I'm working, and not only that, I'm open to receiving the guidance and information. I realize the more that I think I have it all together,
Yeah.
not only do I not know, but I'm stopping opportunities to learn and to get it together. So
Hey,
I'm
that's
open for to be around good people and promising people.
that's dope right there, man. But I mean, is there anything that you would like the people to know about you out there? Like, just in case they're a little inquisitive, kind of thinking like, well, I don't what's more with this guy? Who is
Well,
this guy?
well, if people want to know more, they can absolutely follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. If people are interested in like for my teas or any other designs that I'm coming up with, they can follow me there as well. But people can also email me directly at my last LAST writes WRITES at Gmail. So people can reach out directly. And whether it's for the open mic to come out and perform in South Jersey, where I'm performing next, what's happening with the teas. I have a raffle coming up at the end of April too, where people are just doing a raffle for $5, and I'm giving away. I'm giving away at least one T-shirt. I got some other things I'm working on giving out, but I'm literally just trying to give back to the people who have been supporting it and giving back to me. So I'm trying to create as many opportunities as possible.
Okay, that's what's up, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Power to the people, man. You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, they say 2025 is going to be a fabulous year, despite all the other things going on. I mean,
Hey,
creatively, the journey, spiritually, is going to be it's going to be grand. Ain't the grand finale,
ain't the
but
grand
it's going to be
finale,
grand.
but it,
It's going to be grand, though. You know what I mean,
yeah.
much better than 2024. That energy, that was some sucker energy last
Say
year.
it again. Say it
This,
again.
this year, this the year of the truth.
Yes, sir.
You know what I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
it's already being exposed already anyway. So
I'm,
I
I'm,
feel
I'm.
like the power that people have within themselves creatively,
Mhm.
just let yourself go and just get busy. You know what I mean? Whether you're a writer, artist, or anything, you know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody hold you back,
No doubt.
because at the end of the day, that other energy is out there. So just stay vibrant, righteous, spread more light, more love, and
Yeah,
build a community of togetherness. You know what I
no
mean?
doubt.
So that's how we have to be. But bro, before we skip up out of here, man, can we get another poem? You want to throw something out there for the ladies?
Oh man, I stopped doing lady poems. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. My wife would be like, "You better not be out there." No, no, she'll
Yeah.
never.
I
She'll
was gonna
never
say,
be
you
like
don't
that.
spend one for the ladies. You
Uh,
might be sleeping on the couch tonight.
um, yeah, I think I definitely have one or 35 of of those pieces. I think I have the perfect piece to do. Uh, this one, this one was a vow that I made, and said, "Man, God is just perfect in how He does things." So I'm gonna take us out with this one.
Okay.
Before I stand before God, we should stand before God together and live every day while chasing every tomorrow. I've been working on these legs. I want to hold you for the rest of our days. I've been working on the strength and endurance of my arms. I know how it feels to be dropped. I'll never let you go. From the moment I saw you, I've been searching for you in every room I've ever entered, hoping you'll see me and notice all the time. God has been working on me. I've been working on my vision. You called me beautiful and I cried. I've been listening to the depth and intentions in everything you say to me. You talk about our future and the way we serve God, our community, our children, our legacy. I've been working on my hearing. So I speak to you undressed, wrapped in determination. You know my armor and my demeanor, speech and silence. You invoke my imagination in the way I want to be heard. So I've been working on what I say to project and command with my words. I try to contemplate, I show up, I surprise, I celebrate, I validate, I pay attention. And even if I don't pay attention, I come back because I want to pay attention. I don't wait in faith, but I run towards it. I am a product of my actions, so I've been working on my reactions. I give, I repose, I stress, and I flatline. Irregular, but you complement my complex. I've been adding volume to the way I say I love you while working on the size of my durability and my heart. I am the product of all that I feel and how it feels on me. I found forever in our differences. You complement my complex. I'm a fortress and fragile at the same time. I have finally found every reason to be selfish, and all I want to do is take care of you forever. Will not shame you for your flaws and imperfections forever. I will not attack you for your scars and your bruises forever. I will not punish you for your vulnerability forever. I will not plant the wrong, but Let me plant seeds. So we're always growing, grooming, and nurturing each other. Forever appreciates, forever enforces, forever remembers, forever endures. I promise to protect you in the breath, in your lungs, in the air, in your heart, and all that you dream of. Never to suck the life out of your ambitions. I promise to speak in love, especially when I'm hurt. My evolution includes my reach. I am prepared to stretch because I never want to spend a day without touching you. My testimony worships and writes like scriptures on the holy paper of our lives. Because in the beginning, I gave you my word. And I can go on forever telling you that I do. Eric Crow Draven.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Ladies, he did that for y'all out there. All right, closing it out. Hey, brother, it was great having you on the show. Appreciate
Oh
your
man.
time and everything, man.
Thank you, brother. I
We out
just
here
want to
doing
say,
what we do.
I want to say this to you. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being a true supporter. Thank you for finding out who I was and looking into me. Thank you for those who don't know, this man has purchased my book. He's supporting my T line, and just through conversation, he's built a rapport and a friendship within me, and that goes beyond being an artist. That goes to being a human being, a real human being. So I just want to say thank you, brother, for reaching out, and you are welcomed in my tribe.
I appreciate that, man. Word up. You got any last thoughts for anybody out there? You know what I'm saying? For the world before we Gisette.
Every day is a beautiful day because you could have closed your eyes and never woke up.
Amen.
Enjoy.
He dropped.